So I kind of wanted to get over the I'm going to call him ambulance. It's like, never still fuck you. We're hooking you up to a bike.
Stay forward. Did it change when you step in a way? Yes, it changed them for the every day. In a ring better than that's where 16
Straight bridges to Cam Jackson. I was here for both. I lived on like a so like everything in the wall. Oh, hey.
Oh, well, Mr. G-Lo,
We don't care. We don't care about what we care about. Yes, when world's fun. That's when it matters. Believe it or not, we're a big house. Brothers and men, we're going to fight, but we have to turn it back. He didn't want to. Because he didn't want to. There's guys that it's a match freaking drunk. And I think he got me every time was cool. The rest think that and you know what it does what's the main thing that want to make that? There was a lot of tension during and then the show started hitting hard and everyone wanted to catch it. And I was just watching that show that you know what do you mean none of guys? It was something that was so ready to do now. Tensions did run high. Tensions always run high, to be honest. But it was like I really wanted people to feel how I was feeling. I wanted people to see that this is not the same time we saw every This is not even the same time we saw every Christmas chaos. This is an older, worn down, pretty much done. He doesn't have any left. And the only reason he didn't come is because he can't live with himself alone. And I mean, everybody knows that I am at me. Let alone
Here we are.
Here we are indeed. Welcome in to Tiger Talks Wrestling. Your host, Tony, of course, and with me today, I'm joined by NUW New York champion,
Oh, yeah, baby.
one half of the Top Gunz, world-class savior, Allan Reid. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, bro. It's a pleasure to be on here.
Happy to have you.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah. Doing this, I'll go through comments as I see them on the side. I see we got one person in watching Gunshot. He's from CBW Wrestling. Says, hey, Tony, I give you a like on the Paige just woke up. Got some good news. So a couple months ago, I got in contact with my biological dad, and we've been chatting. He's going to let me call him. Good for you, buddy. All right. Random stuff happens in the comment section. So.
Yeah.
We'll get rid of that. Yeah. Let's get right down into it. It's been a while since I've done one of these. Back in January, I last had Avery Hope from TTW on there.
Wow.
So it's been a while. Let's start out. What got you interested in wrestling in the first place and got you to decide to join NUW or DEW?
What got me into wrestling is like when I was a really young age, my dad's friend gave us like a PlayStation 1 games, and one of them was like a WWF game. I just got so into it, playing it a lot, finding out it was on TV, and then that grew me towards TV. I've been a big fan of wrestling since I was really young, getting action figures and everything. So fast forward to freshman year in high school, I met the Navon McDonald in high school. And he was a senior at the time. I was a freshman. And he was telling me that, he had this back in wrestling federation going on. And he told me it was BEW at the time. I wanted to be part of it. So he gave me his address. I showed up. This was back when we were recording on Facebook Live. It wasn't on YouTube at the time. And that's where I was. And I left for
Oh. Freeze frame. All right. Hopefully, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not, but I got a little freeze frame here. Technical difficulties, apparently. Okay, I think you guys got me back now. Some technical difficulties there. We're going to see if we can get Allan back on here. As we do that here, might monkey around a little bit with a couple things. I'll get to what your comment was. Gunshot for Allan once we get him back on here. It's happened to me before. Is your Wi-Fi down? Is that what the issue is, or is it a computer issue? Well, it must be a website thing because it froze on Allan's side too. So must have been the website just for some reason kind of crashed, I guess. So it don't seem like both our internets would have went wacky at the same time, but who knows? Yeah, you guys will notice there's a bit of an echo on Allan's side from me when I'm talking or anything. It's airing on my side, but I'll try to keep my talking to not too much to try and hold that back. Otherwise, we should be fine. In the meantime, do. See if I can find this page on YouTube since I haven't been on there. Yeah, this isn't Hangouts though. This is that StreamYard that I've been using lately, since you can't use Hangouts on air anymore. And since I don't have anything better to use that would upload to YouTube right now for live shows, unless I went back to recording them on Hangouts and then uploading them, but I don't really want to do that. Yeah. Close that out. I want to go to the actual page. It doesn't like me that way. And I've seen that YouTube is bringing out a new live feature, but it looks like it's pretty much just so that you can do solo live streams. It doesn't look like it's anything like Hangouts on air, so it sucks. Let's get you back in here then.
Sorry, bro.
There we go.
I'm sorry about that. Fucking
Well, I froze up
Wi-Fi. All right, yeah. Fuck. Damn. Wish that had never happened. I was talking about like how I met Nirvana at NFA, right? Like high school.
Right.
All right. Yeah, we met at high school, freshman year of high school. I was in freshman. I met him, and he told me he was running a backyard fed. I had a trampoline. I was doing Facebook Live videos, and I joined. I was there for a little bit, and then I left for a little while because my parents found out I was wrestling. At the time, my parents hated the fact that I was wrestling. So I came back when they first got the ring. I was friends with Jordan Oliver. He was like, "Yo, come back." Blah blah blah. At the time, I wasn't wrestling. I actually started off being a referee, and they called me Shoeless Alan Styles. If you ever heard of that.
Yeah.
And then I had my little brother Johnny wrestle for a while, and then watching him wrestle made me want to wrestle. So I was like, "Yo, you know what? Let's do this. I want to wrestle. All right, let's do the Top Gunz thing." Okay. And that's where I aligned myself with Top Gunz. That's how the faction became about. And then I got in the ring and started wrestling.
Right.
So that's, yep.
We'll get into that a little bit more.
Yeah.
Gunshot did say congratulations to you on the New York championship.
Thank you. My first ever championship win, ever.
Right. It's always a special one.
Yep. Faced two good competitors, too.
Right. And that match. Who would you say were the biggest influences when you were watching that made you decide to get into it?
I have so many favorite wrestlers, but like that gets to the T. It's The Undertaker, hands down.
Can't go wrong there.
Yeah. One of my favorite wrestlers of all time.
Good pick.
Thank you, man.
Yeah. So you probably feel this out. We got a little help from somebody here with certain things that we're going to go through. And we're going to go through the character of the match. So.
Yeah.
So we're going to take it back, right? As you mentioned, episode 16 from TTW, The Violent World, where you would referee your first match.
Yep.
Or one of your first matches, I should say. I'll go back a little bit further here in a few minutes. But on that show, you refereed the match between Joseph Anthony and at the time YouTube debuting your brother Johnny Reid. How did that feel to be refereeing that match?
Oh, getting in that match, like refereeing it, I already knew it was going down. Joseph Anthony, we're good friends too, so like he knew what's gonna happen at the end of the match. It's funny too to mention that match. I believe that was the only time you see in that arena where the ring is at. I think it was only that episode or two. I believe it was that only episode. You only get to see that ring there. But anyways, that's where I turned heel and aligned myself to Top Gunz. Like that's like the moment. Yeah, yeah. I stopped the 2 count, and I gave my brother the win.
Right. That was where shoeless Allan Reid, was then.
Yep.
Did not make the 3 count. We just Johnny with the reaction. No one knew what was going on. Wow, you did that.
Yep. And then we all shot the guns at him and beat the shit out of him.
Yep.
And called it a day.
Oh, I gotta go back a little bit though. The bad wine. But first, I'd to ask from you, Allan, what's been your favorite match so far?
Like of all time, like in my career so far. Whew. There's a lot of great matches coming later in YouTube that will come out. That had a lot of great matches been recorded already, and I had really good matches. Gotta say my title win is like by so far right now my favorite. Because it's monumental. It's like my first title win, and it means a lot to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Okay, so I gotta go back to stuff like I said, line down stuff and that stuff I really but your debut as a member of Team Levon at July 5th, 2013, BEW's third mega event. So this is during a BEW Championship Lumberjack match between then reigning champion and Team Tyler captain Tyler Sands versus Devon McDonald. What was it like making an entrance with Team Levon to that match and experiencing being in a federation for the first time back then?
Oh wow, those days were like that's what I was talking about. Like that's when I first started there. It was like when I was around Team Devon, Team Tyler. Man, I miss those days, man. Especially coming out in Devon, and I'll tell you right now, I love Devon to death. Like he's one of my favorite friends in the world. I love that guy. So like coming out with him, like this guy comes out, plays a great character, and I told him this, like you're such a great person. Like he's so humble, but like when he gets out there in the ring, like he's a totally different person. I love that guy. But like just coming out with him, with my buddies, like I went to school with as well. It was great. It was great. I enjoyed those back in those days. I really do.
Okay. I want to know, do you recall the triple threat Extreme Rules match between Navan, Tyler, and David, where David got his nose busted and still climbed the ladder, jumped off, missing Navan, and landing head first onto the ladder?
Damn, so long time ago. Damn. I remember David busting his nose. That kid sometimes busts his nose a lot. I'm not going to lie. Oh, man. Such a long time ago. I remember wrestling in a ladder match for the Rising Star Championship way back in the day, but that I don't know if that ever aired. Like people saw that. But yeah.
We'd move on from there. After losing his BEW title in that match with Tyler Sand, Navan on BEW's fourth mega event forced you and Troy Smith, God rest his soul.
Yep, I miss him, bro. I'm sorry.
You're good. To issue a public apology for not coming to his aid to help him retain the title. You apologized, but Troy did not. Thus culminating with you and Navan jumping Troy, you holding Troy's arms, and Navan giving him the El Kabong guitar shot. Why did you at the time apologize so quickly and do that to Troy?
I was Team Navan, baby. Had to do what I had to do. Navan's the boss, and I listened to what he said.
That's a good reason.
Yep. Want to please the boss.
All right. Back on the page here. Any thoughts on Navan and Tyler, who were bitter enemies for years, deciding to team up to form the Leaders of Destruction? They formed because David was BEW champion and neither of them weren't. And their first person they attacked to send a message was you with a double shuffle.
Yeah, they really want to send a message, so they go after the guy, me. Of course, of all people, they attack me. Yeah. Wow. That's a really long time ago. Holy crap. Yeah, I do remember them attacking. Oh, yeah. It's good old days, man. I miss those days. I'm sorry. I just remember just hearing about that stuff back in the day and just remembering the stuff that I did. Wow. I'm sorry.
There you go. Then he brings up, you stepped away from BEW for a year before you would make a return to watch in person one of the biggest events in the company's history, its very first Day of Destruction mega event, and the debut of the wrestling ring. Why did you stop coming to BEW? Kind of touched on it already.
When I was gone for like 2 years and I came back. Yeah, let's get to real life stuff right now. I'll be honest with you. I fell head over heels for this girl. She didn't like me wrestling, so I stopped because of her. Anyways, we broke up around April, and I gave Navan a call and asked if I want to, ask him about wrestling again. Because that's what I'm doing. Basically, what I'm wrestling right now is because it makes me happy.
Right.
Got over my breakup because of it. It's like a place where I leave my personal life out of it, and wrestling, it's like my happy place. So I'm happy to be back. So that's the reason why I came back. So I'm single now. I can do anything I want. So wrestling was one thing that made me happy. So I came back.
Gotcha. that point, we were talking about the first time that you left before actually YouTube live. I got you.
Yep.
How did it feel to you to actually see a wrestling ring in the BMW backyard for the first time?
Oh yeah, when I first got it,
Yeah.
you know, from the trampoline to that, I was like, wow. When he first got it, I really wanted to wrestle, but you know, at the time, my parents hate that I wrestle. They still do, but now they're like, I'm older now, they don't care that I do it. But like at the time, you know, looking at that ring, it's like, man, I just want to get in there and run the ropes, pump, and do all that crazy stuff, you know.
Right. I feel. Thinking back to that very first Day of Destruction event, do you have a favorite match from that show that you can remember?
What was that?
The very first Day of Destruction event.
What was in the match, guys? I have bad memories sometimes. Holy crap, you're good at this. You watch our product really well, bro. Navon told me
is sent from Navon too. But yeah.
Navon told me that too. He's like he knows like a lot about NUW and BW. So be prepared. I was like, all right.
Do my homework.
It's good, bro. Crap. I know the Destruction 2, I believe, is where I wrestled Johnny, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay, so this is I didn't wrestle at all the Day Destruction 1.
No, you were just one of the fans watching the show and crowd. That event. I'll tell you what else I have the card here in a minute. Whoops. Click.
I'm trying to really remember, like, I'm sorry, because my head's like.
I'll give you a little refresher course here in a minute of what was on that show.
Thank you, bro. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
That'll give me the refresher that I'll remember.
Right. Oops. Got that's a two-parter.
What's two-parter?
Okay. So the show is dedicated to Terrence West Jr., Ron's cousin, first of all. One of the matches was Mike Rizzio versus Devon McDonald. Mike had Domo in his corner.
I do remember this show now. I was sitting at the table, wasn't I?
Yes.
Yep, I remember. It was a Mike Rizzio and Devon's match was like one of the best matches that I saw because you know I'm friends with Mike Rizzio like high school, knew him since high school, and Devon, so like seeing them two wrestle, you know, like the whole Terrence thing because that's what I remember too. When you mentioned Terrence, I was like, "Yep, this is the show." They botched the guy botched the bell.
Yeah.
In the beginning. Oh yeah, I remember that. There was a lot of matches that day too.
There was.
I believe. Yeah. Holy cow.
I mean, you had Jordan versus David on that show. Cam, Navon, and Ace went against Tyler, Freddie Mercury, and Wayne Pellich for ownership of the company.
Wow. Even that was like a long time ago for me because like that arena, I missed that place. I tell Navon that like where we had it, like I missed that place because that's where Navon used to live. So it's like, you know, cherish. There was like a lot of memories there, especially with God rest his soul, Troy Smith. That's where I met him. It's over there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mike Pro basically made him for the vacated BW Rising Star Championship.
My boy Mike Perlow. Matter of fact, I actually wrestled him yesterday at a different company.
Did you?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that was also the episode where Navon went against Shadow Grim, and pretty much the debut of Shadow Grim.
Shadow Grim. I remember him when he debuted. Oh man, I love that gimmick.
Yeah.
Still does it now. Love it. Love what he's doing with that.
Yeah, that looked like a pretty good show when I was watching it back the other night. So, yeah, a lot of Navon on it, but that happens.
Yeah, it happens. It's Navon's show. It's Navon's world. Love that guy.
All right, so they brought up a couple months later after Day of Destruction on BEW episode 15, End of an Era, you would make your official on-screen YouTube debut on the BEW channel as a referee. The match you officiated was the hardcore match between Jordan and Navon on the last show at BEW's first home in New Windsor, New York. I was a referee for the first time in a ring, and also being part of the last match to take place at the original Slaughterhouse with 2 Tops out.
Oh, it was a good time, man. Especially calling, being in the ring with Jordan Oliver and Navon McDonald. At the time, I'm really good friends with Jordan, Navon as well. And I got to call their match, and be in the ring between them. And then actually be in the ring, too. It was a great feeling. And, I got to see the stuff, like what the crazy shit they were doing in front of me. I was, wowed. I don't know if you could tell, too, some episodes you could see me recording. If you see me smiling while I'm recording, I'm enjoying the match.
Right.
I told Navon that, and it's mostly Navon's matches, too. I enjoy Navon a lot when he wrestles. I speak really highly about him, especially Jordan Oliver. He's doing great things right now, and, pro wrestling. I'm really proud of him. I used to bring him to shows, too, but he's really busy, so I don't really talk to him that much anymore, but I'm really proud of him, what he's doing right now.
Right. I think everybody is. Gunshot said wrestling makes everybody happy. It's an enjoyable thing. Allan, have you enjoyed what's going on with NEW since you came back?
Yes. I really enjoy everything that goes on there. Every day I go there. I know it's going to be a good show. When it comes to Navon, Dark Side, they put on good shows.
Right. We'll move forward again to episode 16, where the Top Gunz first became a faction. What was the significance to you about that day, being in a new location, and how that plan to form the Top Gunz came about?
At the time, all three of us are my little brother Johnny, Jordan, taking us Jordan taking us under our wing. He actually helped me wrestle and all that. So we're all good buddies. So we thought of a faction. Well, at the time it was the Bullet Club making their scene in New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Right.
And we wanted to do something just like Bullet Club, but we didn't want to be something club. We didn't want to look like Mark, so we just wanted to make our own faction. That's where the Top Gunz came apart. I really enjoyed that. I know you're gonna ask me pretty soon, so I'm gonna bring it up anyways about how I got kicked out. Was my idea. Matter of fact, was my idea to get kicked out. If you're wondering.
Okay. We'll dive into that more eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
In the next episode, episode 17, Fire Your Guns, which is the third most watched video on the NEW channel overall, you would appear as the Top Gunz manager, leading Jordan and Johnny to victory by defeating Freddie Mercury and Rob Killer in an impromptu tag team main event.
Mm-hmm.
How did it feel being in this New Yard in Newburgh that has become the home of BEW and what is now NEW?
That location too is a pretty good location. We have it at now. The guy that owns the house is Navon's uncle. He's been really, really humble person having us there. I really thank him for having us there. Such a nice guy. Sometimes I get there, I talk to him. He tells me some things I should do in my life. But anyways, that place, that was the first time, we actually did a match there and all that. and me being the manager at the time, it was good. I really liked it, and especially like how like we came out, like we had an idea like where it come out, everything, and that's where our entranceway came out. Like, oh, that entranceway would be perfect there, So we're really grateful for him having the ring there. It wasn't for him, the NUW wouldn't be a thing because I don't know where would he put the ring.
Right.
Yeah.
How does it feel to you that it was your guys' group, the Top Guns, that drew so many more eyes and views to the channel during the early years during doing that episode?
I was really wowed. I was like, wow. Like I go back to it. It was like one of the most like viewed videos is the Top Guns. That's why like I wanted to bring it back now because I know like Top Guns made a pretty big name in NUW, especially like when we were all doing our own things. The Murder Club came about, and they were trying to make a name themselves. But the best faction in NUW was the Top Guns. Come on.
You were looked at as a professor, like the brain that kept the Top Gun successful at that time as the manager and not a wrestler. Did you enjoy that, or did you immediately want to be in the ring as a competitor?
I immediately wanted to be in the ring as a competitor. Seeing them like wrestling, like how you like. Everybody has that feeling when you see wrestling live. You want to hop in that ring, and and I wanted to do it. Because I grew up to it, and I was like, I can do this.
Yeah. Let's move forward to BEW 10, The Invasion. We've seen BEW versus HJW, and kind of pretty much the first crossover show that any company's done, I think, at that point. Let's do it anyway. So the first time colliding with another Fed going head-to-head, take us back to that day. What was that experience like waiting for so long for that show to happen, and finally it did to you?
Yeah, that event took a while, to be honest with you, because we're waiting for those Jersey guys to come up. Something happened that show, which I'll talk about. Somebody was supposed to was a champ at the time and didn't show up, so we decided to strip him off the title because we needed that championship there. So because the main event, the combined both titles, we needed that person to be there. So we decided to strip him off the title. And Navon became champ, and then Navon merged both titles, which that's why we have the undisputed title now. That's what's the birth.
As a member of the Top Guns and its manager, you were successful in the match between Top Guns versus the Pro Destroyers, the Prodigy, and Kid Christian, who also has been doing pretty well in the indie scene for that matter.
Yep.
Navon now is a babyface, something that was unusual at that time to hear. Standing up for his federation against the Invaders would seize ultimate victory for BEW in the Lumberjack match you were kind of just referring to, defeating D-Pack. He retained the BEW title and won the HJW title, retiring their Fed once and for all. How did it feel to win the war at the Invasion and everybody coming together at the end to show respect?
It felt great, our home territory, winning against HJW. They've been, at the time, I've been watching their videos. I knew who they were at the time. So them seeing them, I was kind of a little fan of them at the time, like HJW. So seeing them and then getting beat them was like, oh, wow. Are we becoming that, the next, wrestling, back of wrestling Fed that people are going to have their eyes on? And I'm like, I'm happy to be part of it. I could see like the future being big. So like right now, coming back as well, But like us beating them, I was like, I could see like a bright future ahead for NUW, or at the time it was BW. But
right. So Gunshot had a question for you. I'll rephrase it a little bit. He asked, would you ever have a match with your brother Johnny Reid? We both know you've already had matches against Johnny, but would you have another match with him?
I would love to have a match with my little brother Johnny Reid. I love working with Johnny. Like, if somebody asked me right now, like in back of the wrestling history, who would you face? I would say my brother Johnny Reid. Why? Because we have so much chemistry, and I know we can put on a good match. Like, we had a lot of great matches back in the day.
Right. All right. Rearrange things further. And as you mentioned, you have had some pretty good matches with Johnny. We'll get into some of those here in a little bit. There we go. But before we get into that, you're still part of the Top Guns for a little while.
Yep.
Episode 18, Long Hard Road, the day after BEW won the war at the invasion, Devon would go on to vacate the BEW championship. He would create the Road to Gold tournament and be the referee for all of the qualifying matches.
Yep.
That is where you, as a world-class bad guy, Allan Styles, sees the opportunity for stepping into the ring to face Rob Killer.
Rob Killer. And I didn't win the match,
Yeah.
right?
Take us back to that match, ending in a DQ, and how you were feeling now being in the ring and having Jordan and Johnny by your side.
Oh, that was my first match, right? Like
Yep.
my first match.
Your very first match.
And then I powerbombed that motherfucker on Jordan's knees.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. I watched that the other day, not gonna lie. The powerbomb, and hearing to Rob Killer scream for his life.
Yeah.
Still gets me to this day. It felt great if we get getting in the ring, you know. Especially when I watch back, you know, I'm seeing like what I'm doing. With Jordan and Johnny being there, you know, supporting me, like my first match, it was great. Especially powerbombing at the end. I'm sorry, I had to bring that up. That's just my favorite part. Hear him scream makes me laugh.
Yeah.
I love that guy, Rob. You know, we're friends, like, you know, outside of wrestling, but like, you know, powerbombing him was the greatest thing of that match, like at the end. But like, you know, powerbombing him and, you know, attacking him, like we're just showing like who we are. Like, even though we lost, we're still gonna take shit. Like, that's how the Top Guns are.
Right. Now, we move in. The main event of that episode saw Jordan Oliver, the leader of the Top Guns, accompanied by you and Johnny versus Shadow Girl, which those two have had some great wars this year.
Oh, me and Johnny versus Shadowgram, which I got swantoned on. Oh, that hurt.
I'm talking about Jordan versus Shadow at the moment.
Yeah. Man, Jordan. Jordan won, right? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
Jordan
you
won.
handed him a steel chair, and Jordan used it on Shadow. Well, referee Devon was knocked out.
Yep.
Out came the returning David Lowell.
Yep, and we yep, I remember this really well.
Yes.
David Lowell came out and he was like about to save Shadow, but then he shot the guns at him, and David aligned ourselves with Top Guns, idling a fourth member.
Right.
Yep.
What did you think about David Lowell returning after 4 months gone from injury, turning heel and becoming the fourth member of the Top Guns?
Shocked, you know, it was great to have David Lowell as part of our team. You know, he was a veteran. You know, me and Johnny are kind of green. You know what I'm trying to say. And you got Jordan and David. So like, you know, they're the top guys basically in that group. So it was good having David in our team. And it was a good shocker too.
Yeah.
A lot of people didn't expect him aligning himself with us.
No, I remember seeing that one of the first times I watched it and was surprised by it after seeing all the issues between Jordan and David back in the day. So.
Yeah. That's great.
Move into BW episode 19, Mind Games. Was an interesting one. Saw the Top Guns retaliate on Devon after suspending David until Road to Gold by ambushing Devon at the beginning of the show. How did it feel to gang up on the owner at the time and take him out?
We took him out. Devon had it coming. He had it coming.
Yeah.
Pushing Top Guns around. We're tired of it. And, you know, I believe me and Johnny grabbed him and Jordan super kicked him right in the jaw.
Yep.
He kicked him for real, too.
Okay.
Like, afterwards, we're done recording that, and Devon's like, you actually hit me, bastards. I'm like, oh, sorry.
The main event of that show was supposed to be a 6-man tag, where the Top Guns would face Joseph Anthony, Shadow Grim, and Navon McDonald, or the New Regime as they were called at the time. But after you guys had assaulted Navon, it would turn into a handicap match. How did it feel working as a competitor this time in a match, teaming with Jordan and Johnny instead of just being a manager for him?
Oh, it was great. Finally getting a ring with them too. Doing this, the tag team match. It felt great. Finally teaming like with them too. Like finally being in the ring with them. Showing that what I got. Jordan always wanted to see how I would do. So like teaming together, finally, like we had a all three of us together, like us original Top Guns members, finally have like a team match together. It felt great. Especially teaming with my little brother.
Yeah. Well, that match was going the Top Guns' way until Navon actually came back towards the end of the bit and started swinging the guitar on everybody. Match resulted in a DQ and victory for the Top Guns nonetheless, but the three of you were left laid out, cold by the guitar shots. How did it feel taking the Alka Bong for the first and only time thus far?
Oh. Man. Did I get hit by guitar as well? I remember that. The guitar shot felt good. Actually, as I got hit, I was like, "Oh yeah, that felt good." Oh yeah. Fuck.
Sure, not many people think it feels good, but okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
All right. Then we move forward to episode 20, Fight the Future, where your brother Johnny would get his first official main event match as a singles competitor when he went one-on-one with the King of the Mountain himself. You and Jordan were banned from ringside for that match. What do you remember about that match, and how much did you enjoy seeing it?
Johnny and Vaughn. Johnny's so good. A lot of people I see in the comments about Johnny, a lot of people ask about my brother Johnny. So, seeing Navon again, I love Navon when he wrestles. So seeing my little brother face him, I was like, yes, you get to watch this match go down. Oh yeah. Loved it.
During that episode, that would be the debut episode of The Dark Side. What did you think of his first match there against Midnight Moon on that night?
Seeing the Dark Side for the first time, come out, I was like, oh, who's this guy? I never, seen this guy before. And, after seeing him, it was like, I talked to him, seemed pretty chill. I'm like, oh, okay, this guy's cool. I like this guy. His character and all that, come out the hockey mask. I was like, all right, this guy's cool. I like this guy. So, seeing this match, I'm like, okay. He got some of it. And then, we'll bring him back out later. I know we'll talk about him later. I have a lot of respect for the Dark Side, for the shit he does. A lot of stuff he does. I have a lot of respect for him.
Yeah. I think a lot of people probably would agree with that sentiment. We'll move on to episode 21, Darkness Falls, where you, as a world-class bad guy, gained more momentum for the Top Guns heading into Road to Gold by defeating Rob Killer with the cardiac arrest maneuver. How did you come up with that for a finisher?
Oh, yeah. Me and Jordan were practicing moves, and we saw the Uranagi. I was like, I was telling him I used to do the rock bottom back in the BW days, when I was in Team Devon, Team Tyler. So, we're watching videos, and I'm trying to figure out a name for it. It's I don't want to be original and call it the rock bottom. I want to make it my own name. So we had, Joseph Anthony has a chemical reaction. And I was like, that's a pretty cool name that he has there. I want to come something I'll put you in hospital, something bad. And then Jordan came with the cardiac arrest. So that's how came out to be, I haven't used that move in a while. I should come take it out of it, bring it back one day.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a while.
That was the first time you used it in an actual match, but if I remember correctly from watching it back, you actually hit Rob with one of those after he got beat by Jordan in the semifinals match the week before, the show before.
Yep.
Yes, that was that. Let's move on to Road to Gold 2015. You were part of the Fatal 4-Way match to open the show for the Rising Star Championship. It was you, your brother Johnny, Malice, and of course then champion Joseph Anthony to kick off that show. You and Johnny handcuffed the champion Joseph Anthony to the ropes and took out Malice. Instead of trying to win yourself, you stood by your words that you said on the Road to Gold pre-show about blood being thicker than water, and allowed your brother Johnny to get the pin over Malice and win his first title in BEW. Tell us more about why you made that decision to do that when you could have won the title yourself.
Like you have a brother, an older brother. You want to give your little brother everything. Like that's how me and Johnny are in real life. I help Johnny out. I buy him food. It kind of brings up the real life shit there. I wanted him to win the belt. It's like a big brother. Like, here, little brother, you deserve it. I just want to be the bigger brother and be like, here, I love you, brother. You get the win. You get the title. Just because I love you. So I let him have it.
Okay. Fair enough. We would see later on in that show, the main event, Jordan Oliver would capture the BEW championship from Joseph Anthony in the finals in a 2 out of 3 falls match, which you helped him get to that spot. Hoisting Jordan on your shoulders as he held the BEW title and Johnny the Rising Star title at the time, Top Gunz finally did what they set out to do and proved why they're the face of the company. How proud were you that day?
So proud of them. Getting the gold, Jordan winning the BEW championship, Johnny winning the Rising Star championship, the Top Gunz are on top. And I helped them get on top. Helped them. So it was like a monumental, like us guys trying to prove, when we first formed, us young guys trying to prove ourselves and finally get on top of that mountain. Like, yeah, we did it. You know what I'm saying?
So Navon actually sent questioning from the end of that episode. Out of curiosity, what did you think about the angle of Navon's little sister being kidnapped that day by Aster? And your thoughts on the Ace/Aster character overall?
Is one wait. Did I hit I remember an episode where I hit on the Vaughn with my go to sleep and it got cut off, right? Mm-hmm. And something happened there. I remember like the whole Novan thing. But I love the Aster gimmick. Like Ace coming back as Aster. That was pretty cool. And then Novan. And then people say I'm kind of the reason why that episode where I hit Navon with the go to sleep and it cuts off and you see was it Tabitha?
Yeah.
Yep. I remember that. I'm just saying, I guess people say I'm the reason that happened. I don't know what happened.
Right.
Nobody knows.
Then episode 22 after Road to Gold, we would see Guilty as Charged. Top Gunz had an in-ring celebration to start the show with the newly won gold, and it was interrupted by a vengeful Joseph Anthony and the returning Hall of Famer Tyler Sands. How did it feel to see Tyler again, knowing how much he meant to the organization during the earlier years of BEW?
He's like one of the OGs. He's was there since day one. So seeing him come back, it's like, wow, Tyler Sands is back. Holy shit, it's about to go down. He's like one of the OG guys.
Right.
He was there since day one.
And what was your opinion of Jordan actually spitting in his face?
That was savage. Pretty savage, I could say. Such a savage moment. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was on that same night, as we were just kind of mentioning. After years, you finally got your one-on-one match with Yona and Von McDonald. What did that mean to you, and what exactly happened after you hit that go-to-sleep finisher on him that we didn't get to see because of the video airing?
I'll tell you exactly what happened after the airing. I'll tell you what actually happened, and you'll see why. First of all, I'm gonna say that I love wrestling Devon. So this is my first time wrestling him, and that like what that's like again, I could tell you like hands down, I love wrestling Devon. He's such a great worker. So like wrestling for the first time, I was like, wow, this guy can really work. He can put on a good show. But at the end of the match, this is what happened. The footage got cut. What actually happened was I had him to go to sleep. He kicks out and he gets me in. He puts me in. Frick. I know I tap out to one of his moves. Like he puts me in a submission hold, and I tap out.
Maybe the sharpshooter.
Yep, he put me in a sharpshooter. That is correct. That's the move. And I tapped out.
Submission he was in at the time.
So if anyone wants to know, Navon beats me, but the footage got lost. It got cut right there. So we had to figure something out. So that's why you see the whole thing with Tabitha or something like that.
Right.
So that's what happened. So it worked. It worked. To be honest with you, it worked.
It did. Kudos to Darkseid or Navon, whoever that edited that part into there. They made it work.
They made it work.
All right. The following episode 23, Going Home, yourself and David Lowell from the Top Guns took on the one-night only reemergence of the Leaders of Destruction, Tyler Sands and Navon McDonald, which resulted with Top Guns defeating the owner and the Hall of Famer. How big of a win was that to you in being part of Tyler's final match in BEW?
Oh, such a great win. The Top Guns, again, on top of the mountain, beating two OG guys, one the owner and the other one of the guys that was there since day one. So what a good win for us, it's kind of emotional. Like, Tyler Sands decided to hang up the boots and haven't seen him since then. So it sucked.
Yeah. Right. Moving into the first Halloween Hell show in 2015, was the show that many have stated was the first event that truly put BEW on the map. The match you were involved in was a 7-man hardcore invitational for the reinstated Hardcore Championship, where you helped another Top Gun member, David Lowell, to gain a championship.
Again, helped.
Yes.
Keyword helped, guys. If you know what I'm trying to say. But yes, that match was kind of a clusterfuck, to be honest with you. Because so many people in that match, and we had a time limit. We exceeded over the time limit. Oh God! There supposed to be
highlights of it. Gotcha.
Yeah, I got mad too that match because I bought this like plywood and I put it in the ring and I had to go through it. I wanted to put somebody else through it, but this person freaked out and it was like no, and then I was like, throw me into it. I don't care. So I went through it. But like, anyways, I fought. I did the Dusty Rhodes elbow.
Uh-huh.
The elbow. I did outside to Tyler. I forgot his name. Damn, such a long time. He was in the hardcore wrestling, Jersey wrestling team.
Gotcha.
But anyways, that whole match was kind of a clusterfuck, and somebody comes come running out with a pan. He's like, "Got in the match." I'm like, yeah, but I did help. David helped win the hardcore championship.
What did you think of David going on to turn the title into anti-hardcore title?
I didn't like that at all. I didn't like that one bit. Hardcore championship is hardcore championship. You had to ruin it.
True.
Matter of fact, if you guys want to know something, big fact, those belts, the Rising Star Championship, the Hardcore Championship, and the fixed BW Championship was all me, Johnny, and Jordan. The Top Guns fixed those belts, if you want to know.
Nice.
We made those belts.
What did you think of Joseph Anthony winning the Halloween Hell Money in the Bank ladder match and earning a contract for a future title shot on that night?
Well, outside, I was really happy for my buddy Joseph Anthony because we're buddies in real life. So seeing him win it, it's like it was well deserved, and I know he's gonna get a title shot in the future.
Right. He had him and Johnny put quite a bit into that match, in my opinion, that ladder match.
Yeah.
And what were your thoughts on Levon stepping down from BEW to save his sister in the epic return of Novin to Power for a hostile takeover?
Novin. I love Novin. Seeing him, it's like an alter ego,
Mhm.
Novin. And I know where he got that inspired from. And I don't know if anybody knows my alter ego. We'll get that. I know you're probably most definitely going to bring it up later.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna bring it
Yeah. So, seeing that, Novin, I'm like, wow. I love seeing the women's matches too.
Right.
Again, another reason why Navon is a good wrestler. He puts on a different character, and you're just like, wow, that's really Navon,
I hear you there. So moving episode 24 for Whom the Bell Tolls. The Top Guns now have every title in BEW, with Oliver as world champ, with Johnny is still rising star champion, and David has the anti-hardcore title. But you were the odd man out. You didn't have any championship. How did it feel coming out to the ring with no title as an original member of the Top Guns, even though you helped them all win theirs?
I felt like, at the time, these guys were like holding belts and, celebrating. And I'm like, all right, I helped you guys win these belts. And then, they're not giving me any credit for it. And I don't know if you notice when I come out, you see me kind of upset.
Yeah.
And I felt like the odd man out. They're celebrating. I'm just over here like, come on, guys. Like, throw me a bone. I helped you guys win the belts. Like, help. Right. See where it's going to. Yeah. I felt like crap. I wanted to win a championship so bad and never got to win a championship.
On that episode, we'd also get the handicap match that you were kind of mentioning earlier, where you and Johnny would face Shadow win. Which Shadow would win after he hit you with that swanton bomb. You kind of a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry, but I just like seeing that day, like see him like laying there and see him like come at me. This big guy doing a swanton. Oh man, my chest hurts after that. I was like, oh, pinned me 1, 2, 3 was over. And then that's where I got kicked out of the Top Guns.
Yep.
Which
is Guns feeling like you were a dead weight after that loss would separate themselves from you by literally kicking you out of the faction. And your brother Johnny actually did nothing to stop it.
Nope.
Which was of the first sibling rivalry in BEW. Did you feel like at the time you were dead weight, or did you feel like the glue that held the Guns together?
I'll be honest with you, we all know that Allan Reid was the one that helped them win the titles. Without me, there would be nothing. So kicking me out was a big mistake, which was my idea, but it led to great things, which I'm really happy for that happened.
And off of that happening, the next episode would rightfully be titled Brother versus Brother, as the babyface turn, if you will, for Allan Styles took place. You solo career began, and for the first time ever, you would face your brother Johnny Reid in a non-title match in the main event, which you picked up the victory. Yep. How satisfying was that victory for you? Did you believe it was the time for you to be a champion?
Yes, indeed. When I won, I was like, I could be a Rising Star champion. I helped Johnny win the Rising Star championship, so this is my time to shine. And I just beat him 1, 2, 3. So give me a title shot, baby. I want it.
Right. Following episode 26, One Shot at Glory, after defeating Johnny, you did actually get a match with the World Heavyweight Champion himself, Jordan Oliver. As Jordan wanted nothing more than to eliminate you from the equation once and for all, he made a deal with the devil, Novin, for a match against you, and Novin made it for Jordan BEW Championship. So it was your first actual singles championship match, since you were part of that hardcore title match. And you fatal four-way. How did it feel knowing you were getting your first world title opportunity after years working in the company?
Finally like scratched the edge of getting that match I've always wanted for the BW championship, always seeing it, never being, for it. So finally getting that opportunity was like, wow, I can do this. I was going out there against my buddy Jordan, and put on a good match, a really good match.
Yeah.
Especially, what happened. Johnny, I pushed him in the outside of the ring, pushed him into the gold face, and then Johnny came out because down the referee's down, and Johnny took advantage of that, and I lost.
Yep.
I was that close to winning. I busted Jordan open too. I promised everybody that I would bust them open, and I did.
Right. How did it feel for you wrestling your mentor at the time, Jordan, for the title? First of all, and in your first main event.
Felt really
main event world title match, actually.
Yeah, it was great. Wrestling him. Jordan's such a good wrestler. I'm not gonna lie, hands down. And finally wrestling him, and us training at my house, like in my basement, like we do chops back and forth to each other, and like training stuff and going over a lot of things. So like before the match, we like planned out the whole thing, and it came out really good. And I'm really happy how it came out, that whole match.
How angry were you at that time that your brother Johnny actually cost you your one shot at glory?
Say again?
How angry were you at the time that your brother Johnny was the one that came out and cost you your chance at one shot at glory? And then
so angry, man. I'm so close to winning that BW championship. I could have finally won the title, and I could have been the world champ at the time, but Johnny had to ruin it because he believes that they're his brothers and I'm not his brother. Jeez.
Side note from Navan here, he says that this was a great episode in the history book for the Slaughterhouse for many reasons. It was the in-ring debut also of Yankee, JJ the Pitbull Cordero, and Paul Peterson. What were your thoughts on those new additions to the roster in 2016?
Yankee, such a really great wrestler. See him live when I wrestled. Saw him the other day, last week, and seeing the match they pulled off the other day. I'm not gonna say what it was because it's not gonna be out for a while, but that was a really good match. And seeing Yankee, every time he comes out, he pushes the camera down. I'm recording. I'm the one recording. So like, the whole Murder Club thing too was kind of my I helped them with that idea, by the way, if you want to know.
Thanks.
But I never was a part of the Murder Club. But anyways, seeing Yankee come out first time, like, wow, this guy's really good. Like, I could see him being a good star. Like, a lot of people like him. So, and then we got Paul Peterson. Paul.
Yes.
Paul. Started that chant, bro. I started. We kind of all did, but I was like, it started that way. Who else? JJ Pitbull Cordero, right?
Yep.
Man, that guy, I love JJ, man. I love wrestling him. He's such a humble guy in real life too. And every time we see each other, we're like, what's up, brother? I love wrestling him, dude. And we had a really good Fatal 4-Way match recently too, which will come out in the future too. And we did something really cool, and I think fans will like it. But JJ is such a good wrestler, so all three of those guys, I have respect for them.
Well, we also see another debut actually after you lost to Jordan, as the one and only CJE, Cameron Jackson, would make a debut.
CJE, man, I love him, bro. Just recently talked to him because recently he won a title in the independent. I forgot which promotion he wrestles at, and I messaged him and I congratulated him for winning that world title. Yeah. And I told him one day I'm gonna come down and see him in North Carolina, but I don't know when I'll be because financially. But I love CJE,
right?
Him and all us other guys, always hanging out, and CJE always brighten up the mood. I love that guy. I'm sad that I don't see him that much anymore, but I need to come out and see him because he's one of the boys.
Right. How significant would you say Cam was and bringing new eyes to BW at the time?
it was a good move bringing CJE to BEW at the time. He brought a lot of viewers to the table, and especially him going around at the time, he was going at like different promotions, like federations in the backyard wrestling. So a lot of people know him from those wrestling promotions. Come to ours, kind of brings like some viewers, like, oh my god, CJE! I saw him in that wrestling promotion, like UWE or wherever he was going to. So like him coming here, was great. It was a great move, and and he was happy to be there. It was such a good guy, such a good guy.
Yeah. Now, on the fallout of episode 26 of that video, since Johnny failed to defeat the Dark Side, Novin booked him in a match to defend the Rising Star Championship against you for episode 30, Road to Destruction. Must have been great knowing you were going to get this title match against Johnny after all he's had done to you to stab you in the back.
Yeah. Oh, we're at the end. I hit Johnny Reid with a steel chair. Yeah, actually, funny thing about this story, there's an episode that's out that was just me and Johnny from the Vault episode.
Mm-hmm.
And notice that are the same match we lost. It was this drama where we lost somebody took the recordings from that match that you see in Destruction 3,
mm-hmm.
and from the Vault was a re-record.
Yeah, really?
Oh, that match. Yeah. So if you see both matches, I hit Johnny with a steel chair at the end. If you didn't notice, but yeah, steel chair. Johnny was supposed to be busted open, but he put the what's it called, fake blood on wrong twice in a row. He put it on twice in a row because he's supposed to show that it's bleeding, because that's what leads up to the first blood match.
Mm-hmm.
Also moved the chair, but it didn't work out, so I played it off. And I know it's where it's leaning to now.
Yeah. Which we'll get into that. Episode 27 first, though. Welcome to CJE. You got some payback on the top Gunz by chokeslamming not one, but two members, Johnny and Ian Jordan. Then you pointed at David, signifying you will get a piece of him later on in the episode. What was it like wrestling the S tier, and it looked like you barely made it past him? Can you take us back to that match?
Oh, I forgot what he did. I think he went for a springboard something, and I got kind of hurt from that. I think he did something with like springboard 450 or something. I don't remember what he did, but
I think it was a 450 if I remember right.
I got hurt. He hurt my side really bad, but I took a couple of breathers. But that match, yeah, it was a good match. The overall, it was a good match. Wrestling David, I say a lot about David. He's such a good wrestler too. Say a lot about all my guys we wrestle with. They're all good, but that 450 kind of hurt me. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was.
Right.
It got me late in the lung, so at the end of the match, it's hard for me to breathe. But take a couple of breathers, and the pain went away.
And then afterwards, you were able to hit the choke slam on David, so you got the trifecta, got all three members of Top Gunz.
Oh, I love the choke slam too, boss.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite moves to do now is choke slam.
Right. So we move in. BEW episode 28, Injector Poison. You would, for the first time, face JJ the Pitbull Cordero. What was it like stepping in the ring with him?
Oh, yeah. Funny thing about the match, too, something JJ told me after the match, but it was a really good match. Mm-hmm. I went for a suplex, JJ, and since I'm kind of I'm 6 foot tall, and he's shorter than me. He said that when I went for a suplex, he said he fell off it fell like a building or something at the end of the match. It was such a far fall. He's like, yo, it felt like I was in suplex off a building or something, man. I was like, oh.
Whoops.
But I love wrestling JJ.
Yeah. All right. Then we'll move in to BEW episode 30, the Road to Destruction special. Johnny would go on in that match to get himself disqualified to save the Rising Star title because he knew you were minutes away from taking it away from him. How'd you feel about that match?
So mad. So close to winning that Rising Star Championship. Many times before, I got, like you mentioned earlier, I got a win, but it was a non-title match. And then, almost winning it again. And Johnny, disqualifying the match, hitting the referee, right, with the pan.
Yeah.
Laugh to that when I see that. So I didn't know where it hit some. But yeah, I was so furious. I could, character-wise, I was so mad. Almost had it. And, I really wanted that belt. Matter of fact, though, I have the belt home right now. Like, I have it with me.
Oh, yeah?
It's in the room. Yeah, we have it sitting on our dresser.
Nice.
Yeah, we still have the belt for, like, memories.
That's cool.
Yeah, man.
Also, on that same episode in the main event, we'd see Shadow Grim and Jordan Oliver go at it in a 30-minute Iron Man match. What were your thoughts on that match?
Whew. Such a long match, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
My God. I seen another 30-minute match later on, and this matches go on for a while. But Shadow Grim and Jordan, both good wrestlers. Jordan won, of course, right?
Yeah.
Shadow was close to winning, but Jordan got the. I really wanted Jordan to lose because I know Shadow can be a good champ.
Right. Which we've seen since then.
Yep.
All right. Moving to episode 31, Eve of Destruction. It was declared that you would get a rematch for the BW Rising Star Championship at Day of Destruction 2. You decided to challenge Johnny to a first blood match, and Johnny only accepted under one condition, that you had to put your career on the line. Why did you decide to challenge him to that specific match type?
Blood's thicker than water, his family, you know what I'm saying? And like beforehand, that busting Johnny open with a chair shot was supposed to be like, oh, since I busted you open. And again, busting Jordan open in that World Heavyweight Championship match, it was trying to I was trying to throw hints at people like there's a first blood match coming in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're trying to throw hints, and but yeah, I played it off like saying blood's thicker than water. Like I said before in my promo, something like family wise. So why not just bust you open and take the Rising Star Championship from you? So it was a good idea. Yeah, so I called Johnny out. Johnny was stuttering for a while and finally accepted the challenge. I decided to put my career up on the line because I sent the promo package, where I said if I lose, I'll leave BW and you'll never see my face again. Which at the time, I was with my ex-girlfriend, so I made that promo when I was with my ex-girlfriend. So that's why, because that's where you last see Allan Reid. So that write me off. That's why.
Right. Day of Destruction 2, we move into Johnny did draw first blood, retain the Rising Star title, and ending the career, BEW career of world class Allan Reid. Got a little interruption. How proud of you of that rivalry with your brother?
Yeah, that match was such a good match. And that's what I was saying from before. A lot of people that's why I say who I have the greatest feud with is Johnny Reid. We put on great matches. We have so many matches that are up on BW, and every single one of them I just enjoyed every single one of them, especially that first blood match and ending my career. Just kind of sad, but at the same time, I wasn't done yet with the top guns.
Right. To get into. Mine wants to know, do you believe Johnny is the greatest Rising Star champion that BEW's ever had?
No doubt. Johnny was one of the greatest Rising Star champions. And even though I helped him win it, Johnny, he was defending it and such I saw a lot of potential in him. I don't know if you saw when I came back when Johnny was big match with Jordan Oliver, and I told him right before his match that he's not the Rising Star anymore. I kind of hinted that.
Right.
He's the North Star. He's shining now. I kind of hinted that because I believe he is one of the best Rising Star champions.
Right.
And that to this day, he is not a Rising Star anymore. He's the star.
Sure. Delve away a little bit from that. On that same show, we seen the Dark Side versus Nolan in the 3 Stages of Hell match. What was your opinion to that match?
I enjoyed every single minute of that match. I love seeing the Dark Side and Nolan wrestle each other. They have kind of history outside of the ring, kind of drama. But anyways, they are like, when I see Dark Side and Navan or / Novan wrestle each other, I know it's gonna be a really good match. Really.
Right. With one career over, a new character emerges. During the highly anticipated Jordan Oliver versus Cameron Jackson for the BEW Championship match, monstrous man in a white and black mask appeared on the stage, pointing at Jordan. The cost of distraction to Cameron inadvertently cost him the match. Can you tell us how this character Havoc came about?
So at the time when I was still in BEW, I don't know if you noticed, somebody spotted it. I used to smile when I wrestle, so they call me Allan's Smiles. They're like, yo, you should do something like a character or something. So it worked perfectly when you last see me, in the Day Destruction 2, first blood match. And I was like, all right. So it took me a month, researching, looking at masks, looking at this, looking at names, listening to music every day. Just like, I want to do something like, like a monster. I'm a big fan of Kane as well. That's what we got, Novan, and I want to do something like a Kane type of, like, because Novan's basically the Undertaker. Devon's favorite wrestler as well as the Undertaker. So I want to do something that I want the fans would see as of a Kane of NUW. And that's one of my other favorite wrestlers is Kane.
Right.
The 1997 one. You know what I'm talking about? That one is my favorite Kane. Hands down, everybody can say that. I know everybody's going to say that. But I wanted like a masked character that choke slams is dark as hell, just like Kane. So I went on elucha.com, saw the Wicked School mask. I bought it. I had a Punisher shirt at the time because my favorite Marvel character is the Punisher, hands down. So I was like, all right, I see these cool ass camouflage pants. This might work. And at the time, my buddy Jordan's like, yo, I got these like wrestling boots from Title Box Wrestling. Nobody really wears these boots. And I was like, all right, I'll buy them. I was like, I could say I was one of the first back of wrestling guys to wear those boots. Hands down. Because now when I came back, I see a lot of them wearing them. But I could say I was one of the first guys to wear them. But anyways, I came up with the name Havoc, because I was a big fan of Jamie Havoc and other things. Right. And that's where Havoc came part of. And I was like, okay, Havoc sticks with this. I like the whole get up, and that's where Havoc came into play. And I had a good theme song for it. And that's where Havoc came to life.
Gotcha.
And he was out for vengeance.
We've seen that. PEW episode 33, Last Rites. Jordan was in need of a new challenger for a championship since the Dark Side, who had won a battle royal on episode 32, was out with an injury. This led to another battle royal to take place, which we'd see Havoc, who was victorious. How cool was it to get a title opportunity so fast for this new character of yours against Jordan, which then led to a Novan inserting himself, of course, into it for a triple threat match at Backyard Rumble 2.
I felt like as me, like my new character, and some people, like a lot of people, started loving my character, and getting a title opportunity. There was multiple reasons why I got that title opportunity, because I help. Sometimes I help financially with NUW, help supporting, and at the time somebody else was supposed to be in that match, but he got kicked off for a while. If you know who I'm trying to say who it was.
Yep.
So me getting inserted that match was like, wow, I get to be wrestling in the main event as my character, which people started falling in love with. And I was really happy getting that match.
Right. Okay, what are your thoughts on the car scene that was done at the end of that episode where you as Havoc and Novin were chasing Jordan.
That car scene was so funny. I know exactly what you're talking about, and I was like, yeah, standing in front of the car, right, pointing at Jordan, and drove in. Yeah, we were chasing after Jordan. That was good days. It was fun, like doing stuff like that, like car stuff or like stuff outside of VW, like not ring wise, but recording promos is fun, man. I love that.
Right.
Especially something with my character I just made.
Mm-hmm. So we move in. We'll move into Backyard Rumble 2. Towards the beginning of the show, it was stated by Novin that if Havoc did not win the match, did not win the BEW title, then he would be fired from BEW. Jordan would go on to defeat both you as Havoc and Novin in the triple threat match to retain the BEW title. Afterwards, Havoc would chokeslam Novin onto thumbtacks and Oliver Kappa. Where do you rank that match in your career?
Oh, that match was such a great match. There's some things that I'm sad about that I didn't do. If you notice that when Jordan whipped out a fluorescent bulb, I told him no, not to hit me, and it hit Novin instead. I was actually supposed to hit that spot, but I pussed out, which I'm mad about. But overall, like the whole other the match with Jordan, with Novin doing us, like the stop sign, when Jordan throws the stop sign at me like out of nowhere, and beginning of the show too, where I throw cake in Jordan's face, choke slam them all, and the only thing I didn't like about the beginning is where I choke slammed Rob Killa or Ragul at the time, and he gets back up and no sells my choke slam, and I get pissed. So I was like, "What the hell?" And I hit him with the go to sleep, and I was like, I told him to stay down because it was supposed to be me at the end standing tall, and then Novin hitting behind with the chair, but. And then going back to the main event, it was such a great match. And then choke slamming Novin on tax, bro. That was like the greatest pop I heard. So I wanted to put a throwback video, which you saw on my Instagram recently. I posted that choke slam. Like even Levon commented choke slam, because that was like one of my favorite choke slam I ever hit in Backyard Wrestling. Especially I got such a big pop for it.
Right. And of course, after the match, Havoc would not leave quietly, so he'd give Oliver one last choke slam before Joseph Anthony would come out to cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase successfully and become the new BEW World Champion. What are your thoughts on Joseph ending the Young Shooter's reign and becoming the final BEW champion?
I was really happy. And, I kind of got what my vengeance was because back in Top Guns, I helped them win the title. And I was kind of the reason that he loses the title. So has it feel good? Like, I kind of got my vengeance, Yeah. It's because this guy, Jordan, is trying to, convince Shani that I'm not his brother. They're his real brothers. So chokes him and Jordan at the end of the match. No, I hit him with the go to sleep. That's what I did. I was like one of the go to sleeps I made up. I want to do different variations of the go to sleep. And I actually made up that move, the swinging GTS that you see I do. I made that move up myself, which I'm really proud of.
Right.
But anyways, just him losing was such a great feeling because it's like, hey, Joseph Anthony finally gets what he wants. I handcuffed this man to the ropes way back in the day. Right. So now we're on the same side, and I'm Havoc at the time, looking for vengeance. So I didn't get the title win, but at same sense, Joseph Anthony cashed in, wins the title, and he gets the glory, which I'm really happy for him. He deserved it.
Amen.
Especially that pop-up chemical reaction was pretty good.
Yes. I've seen so many great chemical reactions pop up and otherwise from Joseph.
I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. You're gonna see a lot of good chemical reactions later in the future. I'm gonna tell you that now. Because he did a couple of good ones, and I'm not trying to spoil it, but I'm just gonna tell you out there, look for one of my matches hits with a good one, and Johnny. That's all I'm gonna say. It's really good at chemical reactions. He does. He's one of the guys that could do RKO really well in Backyard Wrestling. It's Joseph Anthony.
Right. What are your thoughts on the final episode of BEW, where Shadow Grim defeated Novin in a casket match, and now having Navon back in current day.
Vaughn coming back. Shadow Grim defeating Novin. It's like, damn, Novin's gone. Now Navon's back. Is that the last time you see Novin for a while?
That's the last time we've seen Novin, yeah.
Yep.
In BEW and UW-wise, anyway.
Yeah. So, Shadow Grim. I was shocked that Shadow Grim beat Novin, because Novin was kind of undefeatable, kind of. She's like a monster like Havoc. So, especially when Jordan beat him, too, in our match. But anyways,
right.
I'm shocked. And Navon comes back right afterwards. And we get to see the King of the Mountain once again.
Yes. All right. So that'd be the point where you left for a couple of years. During your 2 years away, so many new talent arrived at the Slaughterhouse, and the company would evolve into becoming Newburgh Underground Wrestling. New wrestlers, new titles, new setups, and the brand would become one of the greatest UIW federations to ever exist. In your absence, did you continue to watch NUW?
Yes, but just point out there too. I was actually there when NUW was first became its thing. I was actually there. I don't know if you see me recording from the background. That's the thing. A lot of people didn't know too, which stopped me wrestling too. Here's the thing. There was one match we did that was recorded after Back at Rumble 3 that was already recorded. It was a match where I did a Rumble match as Havoc, and I win and I get my shot for the that main event for Back at Rumble 3, which I this guy for it. I actually fractured my wrist that match. A lot of people don't know. So I was in the cast for a while. So I was there for when NUW first started and when the new belts and everything came. This guy.
What was your favorite BEW episode? Going back to that before we talk too much about NUW.
My favorite BEW episode or NUW episode?
BEW.
Oh, so many favorite. Fire Gunz.
Nice. Do you have a favorite BEW mega event?
Day Destruction 2. My favorite match. I'm sorry, because my match in there was one of my favorite matches with Johnny Reid, which he left, but they were just standing behind me.
What were your thoughts finding out about the new name change from BEW to NUW?
Yeah, I was there, and it was because somebody else had a BEW name in Back at Wrestling, so it's we got 2 BEWs, so it was fusing.
Yeah, because that was my Bad Reid's company as well.
Yeah. So Jordan, Yankee, everybody got involved, and I forgot who it was. I'm pretty sure it was Jordan, hands down, that came up with the name Newburgh Underground Wrestling, and that's what stuck. And we're like, all right. And NUW turned to life, and we bought new titles, brand new belts, because we wanted to make the product look good. And at the time, Darkside wasn't there, so I had a camera, and I was cameraman for a little bit, and capturing the whole thing.
So you kind of touched on it a little bit. Your thoughts on the impact and rise of the Murder Club in the beginning of NUW?
Oh, I wish I was there for that. I was kind of there for it because I saw the Murder Club. I was in the cast at the time, which I really wanted to be part of the Murder Club, hands down. Because at the time, I was really good friends with Yankee. I was with my cast. I would go to Yankee's house. This is right before I met my ex. But I'd hang out with Yankee a lot in real life. And he was telling me about the Murder Club, and I was helping him out. And, the mask idea, you see they come off the mask. He's asked me, he's like, "It's okay if we use those masks, because of the Top Guns. It's not a thing anymore, but I think those masks look dope in my faction." I was like, "Yeah, go ahead, bro, take it. I don't care." So that's hence why you see those masks that I used to wear. He's like, he asked me where I got it from. I said I got it from Amazon. Go ahead, it's just a mask. Who cares? But yeah. Murder Club, it's like it was just basically guys from everywhere from backyard wrestling trying to take over, every single show. It's sad that I wasn't part of it. I would love to be a part of it, but honestly, say Top Guns was the best faction still to this day. It would be cool to see a Top Guns versus Murder Club. To be honest with you, yeah. But
right. So Navan had to put out one person, one of the newer superstars that we've seen briefly in NUW. He wants to know what you need thoughts on Big Zach in his short time in NUW.
Ooh, Big Zach. Another close personal friend of mine. He stopped wrestling. I don't know why, but me and him were close friends too there. And I wanted to do a tag team with him when I was Havoc at the time. I was, it'd be dope if I was Havoc and, two big guys. I really like Zach and the way he wrestled. And he came out the best.
Yeah.
I wear the best because of him.
Gotcha. Good little side.
Yeah. Just so everybody.
Yeah. We did see Havoc made a one-night-only appearance for Halloween Hell 2, which was the biggest show thus far under the NUW name change to Face the Machine. Any comments on that?
I just freshly got out of my cast. And I asked Navan, I was like, the kid in the machine wanted to wrestle. And there was everybody else was booked. And the only person there was me. And I told him I wanted to wrestle, but I just freshly got out of my cast. And I convinced Navan if I could wrestle the machine. And he let me. And it was such a great match, which I'm really proud of that kid, by the way. If he's watching or if he's not, he lost a lot of weight and he looks really good right now. And I'm really proud of him.
Yeah.
I just saw him recently, like last week or 2 weeks ago, and he looks really good for his weight. Like he lost a lot of weight last time I saw him. Like I just recently saw him like 2 weeks ago, but before that, I haven't seen him since I've last wrestled him. That's the last time I saw that man was Halloween Hell 2.
Interesting.
Yep.
How did you feel briefly returning to NUW on YouTube backstage with your brother Johnny and David? Of course, before Jordan wrestled his final match with the company against your brother Johnny and passing the torch at the same show the Top Guns made famous, so to speak, at Road to Gold 3.
The thing is, I wasn't actually there live to see that match, but they wanted me to record a promo behind the scenes, Johnny getting ready before the match. Would that be good to see David go up to Johnny and out of nowhere, nobody's seen Allan Reid in forever, and coming up to Johnny and giving him like, you got this, Johnny. Like nobody would expect me to come back. Just like, give Johnny like what the hell is Allan doing here? Like, so it's good to see me come back, and that's where I cut the promo. Like, Johnny, you were the rising star, and now you're the North Star. Like you shine so bright in NUW. Like a lot of people see you like as a star now, because I see that. Like while I was not wrestling, he was out doing his own thing, and he would tell me, I kind of not like watched it because it was my ex at the time, but I hear a lot of things about my brother, and I knew like that match, like he won, and it was a good victory. So, seeing me come back, and people were probably surprised that I come to give my brother some good words before his match.
Right. Yeah, it was definitely something that was unexpected to see take place, but it was also a good thing.
Yeah.
Before I move back to this stuff, why was it that back in the BEW days you went by Alan Styles, and now we see you come back as Allan Reid? What was different?
Okay, you ready for this, man? Of course, if you hear Styles, you already think I'm a goddamn mark of AJ Styles, which is true. I love AJ Styles. He's one of my favorite wrestlers today. I followed him since when he was in TNA. I followed since he was in New Japan, and now in WWE. I've been following him ever since. He's the reason why I found out the Bullet Club too. But little story too. What's AJ Styles' real name? First name?
It's Alan.
You see what I did there?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I like the name Styles, but and then when I came back, I was like, you know what? People think I'm a mark if I use that, so I want to use my real name. And I did at Day Destruction too. If you noticed, I used the last name Reid. So I told him like, you know, I want to just come back with my real name,
Right.
make a name for myself. You know, I'm not trying to copy off of somebody's name. So
Makes sense.
yep.
All right. We'll go back in here. So then we would see you actually appear in person pretty much for the first time on NUW programming at episode 19 of Slaughterhouse. You return after a 2-year absence, now dubbed as the world-class savior, showing a hungrier and more aggressive side to the owner, and you get an opportunity to compete for the New York Championship. What was it like for you to be in that moment with Navon McDonald of all people, first of all, to pick off your venture in NUW?
It's like that day, like, you know, it was like a long time coming, you know, especially me coming back and seeing a new title. To let you know too, Navon was always supposed to reveal the title, but I asked Navon, like, hey, I think it would be a good idea if I come out and insert myself, like, you know, like to shock the world, like, you know, after he reveals the title, I come out, and no surprise, you just see me like give Johnny good words, and now here I am, and I want to come back and wrestle again and go for that New York Championship. So, you know, everybody sees me come out dubbed as a world-class savior. You remember me as a world-class bad guy. So I wanted to do something. Before I came back, I was going through a lot of depression about my breakup, of course, and other real life stuff. But the savior thing, it was actually because, like, you know, wrestling is saving my life right now. Like, it makes me really happy. So that, like, I kind of made that like a real life thing. So that's why I'm the world class savior. I'm saving myself at the same time saving, like, you know, if you want to look at me as a savior because I'm the good guy, like, you know, you'll see down the road what I'm talking about. But like back in Rumble 3, which you kind of saw, we'll bring that up. But we're at the point where I insert myself for the next title. See what I'm getting at?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where the name came up. Just want to let you know. And I just thought it sticked, especially to the best part too. It was because of Big Zach, and especially I was watching bounty hunting stuff on YouTube, and I was kind of into that, and I want to look like a bounty hunter as well. So that's why I wear the vest. That's another reason why I wear it. So I want to look like a bounty hunter. So yeah,
Works.
It works, right? Thank you. So yeah, I came out, said my piece. I wanted that New York Championship because I never won a championship in my career, in BW or NUW. So coming back, it's like I want that match. I want to be in it. You know, I was hungry, and I wanted to prove myself. Like back in the day, I could be champion. I could have been Rising Star champion back in the day. So why not just come back and try to become the first ever inaugural New York champion? And yeah, I got to try a match against PJC and Evan Blake, right?
Yep.
And I won that triple threat match, which gets me an opportunity for the NUW New York Championship back in Rumble 3.
Right.
Which you can ask me about that.
Yeah. What was it like for you to step in the ring with Evan Blake and PJC for that triple threat match?
It's like I never wrestled these guys, so like they're new faces, like you said before. So like, you know, when I came back, there's a lot of new faces I never seen before in NUW, especially, you know, guys come up from everywhere. So it's like, you know, PJC, a lot of respect for him. Such a nice guy, met for the first time, and then Evan Blake as well. Have a lot of respect for him as well. I have all the respect for every single body that wrestles. Everybody. Even if they're not in NUW and I don't know them, I have respect for you, for what you're doing right now. So I just want to let like whoever's watching know I have tons of respect for anybody. So yeah, I had a really good match with them. and picking up the victory felt good. Especially new guys, like a guy that just came back and facing new faces like that this guy never seen before, and he never seen me before. It's like, oh shit, who's Allan Reid? Like, oh yeah, he's one of the old guys. He's one of kind of the OG guys. He just came back from 2 years, and yeah, it was a good match. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was very good. Move ahead to episode 20, which didn't really have anything to do with, but I want to touch on the main event of that show. Of course, being your brother Johnny Reid went one-on-one with King of the Mountain, Devon McDonald in the main event. What was it like for you to watch those two men go at it yet again, as we've seen it before in BEW, and for Johnny to actually pick up such a huge win?
Yeah, Devon now, like this time, like it's like kind of serious because now they both like are, back in the day, Johnny didn't have that experience, and now Johnny is serious now and has like a more move set than he had before. So like you've seen Johnny like do crazy moves now, and I love that. And then you got Devon, that's such a good wrestler, and then you got like you watch back from then and now, like that match, and you see him like with gear on, like more serious. I love that match, hands down, loved it. Especially Johnny picking up the victory was like, whoa.
I would say the biggest victory of his career at this point, to be honest.
Yeah.
Then skip ahead just a couple episodes. Let's go into the Backyard Rumble 3. Quite a big show. You were involved in a couple different things on that show. Of course, winning the New York Championship in the Triple Threat match. Walk me through what it was like to be in that Triple Threat match, first of all.
Facing two guys, one from Baltimore, Maryland, Chaz Evans, and the other guy from Connecticut, Zach Cobalt.
Yes.
These two guys, wow. Like I never, again, same thing I just said earlier about PJC and Evan Blake. Again, two other guys that I never wrestled. And we talked about the match before. We went over it. And actually, matter of fact, to be real in real time, that was actually my second match back in wrestling. The first one was a Rumble match in a different Fed, but my first actual match back in Newburgh Underground Wrestling was that match, to let you know. The other match for PJC was actually recorded after, because Darkside, I have a lot of respect for Darkside. He has a plan, and his plan's working really well. Really well. He's the editor, and I love his plan. And I'm behind his back all the way, and I love it. So I have his, I'm gonna have his back 100%. Same thing with Devon. Like, so both of them are the top tier of NUW. So I have their respect, and I'm 100% behind them. But anyways, yes, that was actually like my first match back like at NUW. So like Devon said, he was so shocked how I wrestled that match. So shocked. Everybody was shocked. And wrestling Chaz Evans and Zach Cobalt. Chaz Evans is such a really good worker. I love working with him. I want to wrestle him down in the future. I say the same thing about every single guy I wrestle with. Every single match I enjoy, I tell him at the match, is like, I really love to work with you again down the road. And, hitting, he hit me with the soul triangle. I forgot how it's pronounced, but I hit him with the power bomb, which you never seen me do.
Right.
And that's how I picked the victory. So it's kind of shocking. Like, Allan just won for a move that he never hits.
Right.
I haven't done that move since, to be honest with you, because it's actually somebody's idea for me to do it, and I just stopped doing it ever since. I needed to actually bring that back because I actually enjoyed doing that move. But like some matches, like people are too heavy for me. I need to work out a lot more to do it. But it was shocking. It was shocking. I'm pretty sure I shocked a lot of the audience. Like they expected like Chaz Evans winning the belt because he has belts like in his Fed and some other Fed, AUW or something like that, and he's like I forgot what champion he is, but like he's a champ, and everybody expected him to win. I expected Zach to win because they both had experience, but no, I won. The returning Allan Reid, and I finally got something that I always chased for in my career. a championship.
Right. You talked a little bit about the dark side there before we jump into the Backyard Rumble match. What is your opinions of what the dark side has been doing in NEW with these open challenges and what kind of prestige he's bringing to the Continental Championship?
Yeah, I like what he's doing with the Continental Championship. You know, all these open challenges. I don't know how long he has it now, but like, I'm pretty sure he's like the longest Continental champion.
Yes.
I respect what he does. Like, honestly, even I'm not trying to sound like anything towards it, but like outside of wrestling, I have a lot of respect for him. You know, he kind of works at my job, so I see him now and then. I used to see him a lot of now and then, but now he's like a security guard at my job now. But like he works night shifts, so I don't see him anymore. But like I run into him a lot when he used to like do something else at my job. So seeing him in real life, I know him real life, and I have a lot of respect for him. And this crazy shit he does, like going off roofs and that guy's crazy. And he has a lot of back problems, but he still doesn't care. He does it because he knows that the fans will want to see that, and that's what draws viewers. And he did something crazy recently, and I have a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect for him.
Right. Well, before I go into the Rumble match, we got another viewer wanting to ask a couple questions, so I'll give his questions to you.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on TDM, aka Yankee the Difference Maker?
My thoughts on him, like generally, like overall, he's such a great heel, man. He plays like a bad guy really well, really well. A lot of people like how he comes out, does his thing. His theme song too. I love his theme song for some reason. Just love it. Ever since he made his debut, I just like I loved his theme song. And again, I used to hang out with him a lot outside of wrestling. Before I met my ex, but anyways, Yankee, like the difference maker, such a good wrestler. And you're bringing up something about the Backyard Rumble 3, which
we'll get into it in a moment. The person asking these two questions here is Yankee, by the way. He wants to know what your favorite moment with him is.
Favorite moment with him, like in wrestling? That choke slam.
Favorite moments.
What are you saying?
He said, and what's your favorite moments with TDM?
Like playing WWE 2K? Like outside of wrestling? Like favorite moments of like hanging out with him? I love playing WWE 2K with him. That was like one of my favorite moments. Watching wrestling, like live, like, pay-per-views. We used to do that a lot. Want to do it again. I haven't hung out with him forever.
Yeah. And Yankee also says, love you, big dog.
I love that, man. We need to start hanging out again, bro.
And your favorite overall moment is what he was referring to. Wrestling or not.
Like, I'm trying to get, like, wrestling-wise or, like, outside of wrestling? Overall.
Overall, everything.
Of him. Like, what he did in wrestling? Oh, yeah. Murder Club, baby. The Navon versus what's it called? Him and was it Texas Bull Rope match? I believe the bell and everything. That was like my favorite goddamn moment. Where he did the crowd thing with the juice. That's like my favorite moment, bro. Like that's my favorite match, especially me behind the camera like the whole time and watching that match. Like, geez, I just loved it. And how Yankee, what he did, I think he grabbed a jukebox or something from a kid. It's such a hell thing to do. I loved it.
Yeah.
And Motor Club coming out and hitting him with a guitar, and it was just crazy.
Yes. And Yankee says MC all day.
MC all day. I wish I was part of it. I wish I was there for that. But,
Right. All right. So dive into this Backyard Rumble 3 match. First part of it that we see you really in is your brother Johnny was getting double teamed by two guys that he had just eliminated, the Heretics, one of the big spots from in the match. And you actually came to your brother's aid.
Yes.
What was it like for you to be pretty much on the same side and helping out Johnny again after all these years?
Yeah, like I said before, my name World Class Savior came out and saved Johnny from the Heretics because the Heretics Johnny eliminated Heretics, and they got sus about it. So they got really salty and took Johnny out of the equation, out of the match. And right after Yankee comes out, there's me, number 21, which is funny too. I'm actually 21, like my age is 21, so I kind of found it funny that I came out number 21. But anyways, came out, saved Johnny from the Heretics, chokeslammed the shit out of Samael on the apron. And in just a moment, like people you're like, holy shit, like Allan just saved Johnny and gives him a hug and two sweets each other. Like, what was that all about? Like, it's that little hint that Top Guns are back. The Reid brothers are back. And and I get in the back in Rumble right after I saved Johnny.
Yeah, and what was that match, being a part of that Rumble match, like for you, and making it in the race as well?
There were some people that I never wrestled before that I knew for a while, and I got my chance to kind of work with them a little bit. Like Yankees, one of them. Especially, we're hanged out a lot back in the past. So seeing him and I love that stay between me and him.
Right.
Nobody got to see Yankee and Allan Reid stare down to each other, and I got the chokeslam out of it, and people didn't expect that, and I'm really happy for that chokeslam. Colton drops me on my neck. Clark Williams, never wrestled him before, and that's one of the craziest bumps that a lot of people don't see me take bumps like that. So the Von, real life stuff outside the ring popped for that, or he hit me kind of, I forgot what he hit me with, but that move he threw me from behind and I landed on my neck. Navon popped for that because he was he never seen me take something like that because I was kind of afraid in the ring, and seeing me do something like that, he's like, "Whoa!" I just took that, But I enjoyed the Rumble match, especially Everett eliminating me. I told him to, but I love Everett Creed too. I love his character too. And it's another guy that I got to wrestle one-on-one with. So I got kind of an opportunity to face people that I never got to face before.
Right. What was your thoughts of the finish of the match?
What match? The Rumble match? That was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. Even though I got eliminated, I'm kind of bummed about it, but pretty good match. It ended up with the tie, right? And
Yes.
Shadow Grim and David Lowell get another match. Iron match, right?
That's what right ahead. In a couple weeks.
Yep. Can't wait for that to come up.
I'm sure that's gonna be amazing. But anyway, so since Backyard Rumble, we've seen a little bit of you and Johnny actually do something that we haven't seen any team do. You guys got the upper hand on the Heretics and kind of attacked them recently in an episode of Slaughterhouse. What was it like for you and Johnny, for that matter, to be able to be the ones that I think for the first time ever have gotten the upper hand on the Heretics on any program?
Well, again, again, as I said before, Top Guns, so, we're trying to make names for ourselves. And especially, are you talking about the time where we attack them from behind?
Yes.
Okay, so I was kind of salty about that Zach Roman match, if you remember, where they distracted me. Yeah, and that's and then I was really salty about it. So me and Johnny decided to attack him, get the upper hand.
Yeah. So I will back up a little bit. Mention that you did have a match, 1-on-1 non-title with Hellhound. What was it like for you to be in the ring with Hellhound, who's so much smaller than you, for one thing, and for the Heretics, of course, to get involved, cost you the match, which now Hellhound going all over social media about how he should get the next New York Clippers.
Yeah, he really wants that title match, and He made a promo about it. I saw your promo, Zach Roman. You call me like, that you think I'm calling you a pussy and all that. I'm open to any challenge. If you want my New York title, you come for it. I'm not backing down from a challenge, Zach Roman. So you want it, come get it. But anyways, that match, I had Zach, like real life stuff. I'm gonna say right now, I had a really good match with him, and I'm happy with the outcome that came out with. I'm happy. Like I told the Heretics to come and attack me. Like my idea too. So I enjoy I enjoy like working with everybody, like coming up with like good storylines like this, the Heretics versus the Top Guns. War just started and they want war. They got war, Heretics.
Right. So we got Survival of the Fittest coming in, like I said, in a couple weeks at that show. It's looking like it'll be you and Johnny more than likely against the Heretics for the tag team titles. What would it mean to you if you and Johnny are able to win the tag team titles?
Imagine me winning the tag titles and I already have a New York Championship, so I'll be like a double champion. Imagine that. Wow. That'd be nice, right? Like, and I never won a tag team titles. It'd be so great to win it with Johnny, with my little brother. And I hope we win, but we'll see. But anyways, Heretics want war. They got it. Like, we'll see a Survivor of his too. Like, Heretics just keep pushing, and especially they attack my boy Arnold McDonald. Who does that?
Right.
It's my boy.
We've seen a couple people do it, but
even Johnny attacked him, if you remember, way back in the day, and we got an altercation. Don't attack my boy Arnold McDonald. I wish I was there to save him, but I wasn't.
Yeah. Okay. So that's pretty much it for NUW. Another question that Navon wanted me to pass along. He knew the answer to this, but he wanted to have it out there anyway. What made you choose Becoming the Bull for your new theme song?
Oh, he loves that theme song. So he sings it when I come out. Basically, when I was like in elementary school, I was bullied a lot, and that song came out at the time, and that was a song that I like listened to because it made me feel better. Because tomorrow I'll become the bull, because it's like I was in a down place at the time, and especially like recently, I was going through depression, so I started listening to that song again because it brought me back to my childhood. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna use it as my theme song because that theme song does mean something to me. It means a lot to me, like especially like when I was bullied a lot. So I use that theme song because like it means a lot to me.
Okay. Besides NUW, you've gone to a couple other companies. Ron was telling me we didn't actually see much of it, but you made a trip once to UWE. You were injured at the time, so you couldn't compete on the show. What was it like for you to be there at UWE and see how things were going at that company compared to NUW or DW?
I knew UW at the time. Matter of fact, I was supposed to go somewhere else, but that fell through. I was supposed to be on GTS Wrestling, if you wanted to know. But screw that. Sorry. I didn't like how it's doing right now, to be honest with you. But anyways, UWE, always wanted to go there, and I finally got the opportunity to go because I've been watching their product as well before I even went there, and I was like, wow, this is a pretty cool place. Like, it's on a trampoline, but still, like the guys that are there, which I have a lot of respect for, going down the line, like Rick Rios, Tears Sakara. I love those guys. I miss them too. I haven't talked to them forever, because at the time I made something post and they all got mad at me. And I'm sorry if I said that to you guys, but I really do miss you guys and want to see you guys again. But all those guys are really cool. I love them. Tears Sakara, Rick Rios. We got Revin Usalo, which I see now and then in the other head, which we had a tag match like not too long ago, which with me and Johnny in a different fed, which was a really good tag team match, I have to say. But anyways, Everett Creed, a lot of guys there, and I just like they're good guys, and especially it sucked that I was in the cast at the time because I really, really wanted to wrestle there, and I still never got to wrestle there because I took my break and I came back and I don't know what's going on with UW anymore, but I know I'm pretty sure it's not a thing anymore. But it sucked that I was in the cast at the time because I would love to wrestle there.
Right. And I've heard you've had a couple chances to go to UWF New York as well. So how's that been?
Yeah, I've been going a lot to UWF New York, which that's where I had a match recently yesterday with Perillo. It was at UWF Newark, NY. The place is good. They got like a really big ring. That's a lot of reason why a lot of people go there. The Tom that owns it is a really good guy. Like he's a really nice guy. So I like going there. It's 40 minutes from my house, so it's like not that far. So it's like another like place I can go to and wrestle to get dip my toes more into wrestling. So I decided to start going to UWF NY. So it's like my second home now. You kind of can say. You can see my face a lot there. Recently I was there for, I forgot what show, Summer Bash. Recorded that like not too long ago, so that'll be up on YouTube soon. Pretty soon Sinister Playground's coming up, and somebody's coming back.
Not much? No. Can wonder who that is.
Yeah. But there should be 2 people wrestling that show. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a hint that if you guys want to see it, somebody's coming back.
Gotcha.
And as right now, has had to break some news out to people right now. Johnny Reid has been taking a break from wrestling, but you're gonna see his face a lot because it's been recorded. But right now, he's taking a break for a while from wrestling. So like when it gets to that point, if you see him not there, that's why he's focusing on real life stuff right now. So I just wanted to break the news to people right now, whoever's watching. And so a lot of people have been asking me that question. So a lot of people are finding out right now, like the wrestling guys and people they're finding out why. But I just want to let everybody know that he's taking a break from wrestling. But I'm still here.
All right. Over the last couple of years, there's been at NUW at the Slaughterhouse, there's been this event called King of the Yard. What has your thoughts been of the 2 King of the Yard tournaments and the fact that you haven't been a part of either one of them for that matter?
Yeah, I know. Imagine if I was part of one of them. I could have won. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with you. CJE deserved the first one, man. I love CJE, and he deserved it because he is the king of the yard. I'm not gonna lie. Like the stuff he does, he goes everywhere. I mean, like everywhere. Like he goes to VTW, UWE. He goes to us. He drives a lot, like everywhere. So that's why I have a lot of respect for that man. He definitely deserved that first one. Then the dark side. A controversial win, I heard, but Darkseid deserves it because he does a lot for NUW. So I am happy for him that he won a King Yard too.
Do you see yourself ever partaking in a tournament like a King of the Yard at some point?
Yeah, if an opportunity comes up, I would love to be in a tournament.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I never did something like that before in my career, so if the opportunity comes up, I should definitely take it. Everybody never seen Allan Reid in a tournament.
Yeah, and then the little Road to Gold tournament, but that was small, so
yeah, that was just
doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Okay. What are your thoughts on pro wrestling in general, like WWE, UW?
AEW, baby.
AEW, yeah.
I love what's going on in wrestling. I am a fan of all of wrestling. I watch wrestling when I get my hands on. I'm not taking sides or anything. I sometimes watch WWE. I'm not a big fan of it, but sometimes I would watch it. AEW, I've been watching most of the pay-per-views because I'm gonna come into that AEW. Sometimes we'll watch Impact now and then. Independent wrestling I watch, but as of right now, just let everybody know what I'm thinking right now. I'm deciding this year, we're back at wrestling, finishing it off, and then maybe going into professional wrestling or just stop wrestling as a whole. I don't know yet. That's just what I'm thinking right now. So there's a lot of stuff that you're going to see of me that's been recorded in NUW. So I'm loving what's going on right now in NUW. There's a lot of great things going to come that I already know, but people and you are gonna see soon
Right.
that I think will be really good. I'm really happy about that what I did. So
Nice. Before I go into the last couple of subjects here, for NUWIs, what is your opinion of the long title reign for Shadow Grim in NUWA?
that title reign has been so long. It's been really long, especially the Continental Championship. Am I right? Is that a long reign too?
Yes.
So yeah, I really want to see somebody take the title off of him. I wonder who. My brother just gave me food, so.
We're almost done here. So, do you see yourself eventually going after said undisputed world heavyweight championship?
I would love to. You're a champion, and that's a big accomplishment. And I was so close to winning that world title back in the day. Hey, that can be a possibility. Navon, book it. If he's watching, book it.
Well, I know he's not watching right this minute, but he will be watching later. So
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna do a little thing I like to do, a little segment called Job One, Fire One, Push One. I'm gonna put you, say you're in charge of a company, and I'm gonna give you 3 names. Tell me which one would be the jobber, which one would you fire, and which one would you push to the moon, pretty much. Give them a world title or whatever. The 3 names we're gonna put out there: Everett Creed, PJC, and Brandon Castelli.
Oh, you can, bro. Damn it. You gave me like 3 names that I love these guys. Oh, man. I love all 3 of them, bro. Shit. Oh. I'd put PJC as a jobber, I guess.
Okay.
Brandon Castelli, I would fire.
Well, then.
Sorry, Castelli, bro. I love you to death, but I gotta push Everett Creed.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm sorry, Castelli. I'm sorry, PJC. I'm not trying to be an ass, but he asked me the question, and I had to think of something fast. And Everett Creed, I really want to wrestle that man really badly, but yeah, I would push him because I actually like this. I like where he comes out. I like his stuff. I really like his promos. I really like his stuff. I'm a big fan of everything.
He's really good at pretty much everything, so I can see that. Is there anybody specifically, or any couple people perhaps, specifically on the NUW roster that you would like to step in the ring with that you haven't gotten a chance to?
And what roster?
Yeah, on the NUW roster.
That I want to step in the ring with. I have a list of people, like, I could say like Yankee, of course. Like, I never got to wrestle him. You got like a little hint of it. He's the top of my list. I'd love to wrestle Yankee. I wrestled him in UWF, but I never wrestled him in the NUW arena. Perillo. Who else I never wrestle? Shadow Grim. 1-on-1. Montano. Right. Never seen that happen. Everett Creed, of course. That's what I really want to happen. This guy is going around being a self-supremacy and trying to like destroy every single goddamn wrestling promotion he walks into. And you got the world-class savior trying, the savior. And I love NUW, so I don't want him to destroy my home. So Everett Creed, if you're watching, bro, I'm willing to challenge. I would love to wrestle you one-on-one. If you want to destroy my company, you got to come through me first because I'm the savior of this company. I came back to save it.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much mostly what I got here. Any other things that you want to mention or talk about before we get off?
Well, I might be thinking about going to Creative Pro next year.
Really?
To go there, yeah, or Johnny and probably Perlo. Like, I think that's like what we're planning on doing. I don't know yet. I have like a lot of like when winter comes, I have like a lot of time to like think about what I want to do with my future. I'm really focused on my job right now too. My real life world, I clean cars at an auto auction. Work there full time, trying to move up the ladder. Actually, trying to go for another job there, and I hope I get the job. So I'm focused on that and trying to make more money, save up and that. So right now I'm uncertain of my future, but like wrestling, what makes me happy. Just want to let everybody know that that's why I do it. It makes me like puts me in a place of happiness. Gets me like it drags all the like pushes the depression away and it just makes me happy. And I meet people throughout wrestling too, and I make good friends too out of it. And I love meeting people from wrestling because we all love it. We all have the same passion for it. So that's why I love meeting new people from wrestling, like you know, like, Everett, like Yankee, like Navon. Navon's like top of my list because we met a long time ago and he got me into NUW. We've been friends since then. I knew him for a really long time. So, yeah. So I really, really appreciate you having me on here. I really loved this like podcast, like, this interview. I loved it. I'm really happy to be on here.
It's something I did a lot of these the first couple of years that I was on.
Yeah. I saw your intro. I saw Cameron. I saw Yankee. I saw Navon. I saw, a lot of familiar faces. And I was like, wow, I'm happy to be on here. Like, I'm really it was such an honor to be on here, man. I'm really happy that you had me on here.
Happy to bring you on here. Won't be the last people from NUW on here.
Yeah, man. If you always want me back on here, I'm always welcome to come back in the future.
Okay. Take that into consideration. I
Yeah,
do prediction shows.
All right, man. Thank you so much again, Tiger. You're the man.
Yeah.
And people, keep an eye on NUW. There's a lot of great things to come. You will love every single thing about it. And all to my friends out there, I love you guys. Stay passionate what you're doing, and we'll call it a day. So, peace.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you. And this has been Tiger Talk. We'll see you guys next time. If I can get what I'm looking for here. Yes, yes. Gotta love technology from here.
Trying to figure out how to end it.
I got an outro. We're just trying to get it up and going.
So is it on Bacha Media?
Sure. There we go.
On Bacha Media. We've watching the beginning and now we're watching at the end. We got them Wi-Fi crapped out. I actually have my brother's phone plugged into the computer. Like, we're getting the Wi-Fi off of his phone. That's how I got it going because his Wi-Fi adapter's crapping out a lot.
Gotcha.
So that's how we've been doing it. So thanks for my older brother for it. So thank you.
Yep, thank you. Have a good night.
Good night.